Scribble Kibble is a show about animation made by an animator. There are a lot of recent requests to feature BloodyBunny, so that's what I'm gonna do. The title probably clued you in, but it's violent, so you may not want to watch it for that reason. Link below. It's Hello Kitty, but murderous. In terms of the purpose of the BloodyBunny animations, they're meant to strengthen a line of merchandise that already exists. Two Spot Communications is a character design company, so their business is coming up with characters and slapping them on products. So, like Hello Kitty, BloodyBunny the character existed long before the animations. In fact, there are 2D BloodyBunny animations with a completely different storyline that came out before the 3D ones. And actually, I don't think I've mentioned this on Scribble Kibble before, but historically, the purpose of animations was to sell toys. And in many cases, it still is. Even animated movies, it's only partly about ticket sales, and mostly about branding toys and foods and clothes and toothbrushes. And now you know why they keep making those Minions movies. BloodyBunny is another form of that. Here's our kick-ass character, here's where you can buy her stuff. And now I'll move on to the animation itself. The animation style does something a little different by combining 2D effects with 3D animation. It looks cool, and if you want to animate something this way, it's really easy compared to some of the other types of mixed 2D, 3D things you could do. The animators draw the effects on top of the 3D animation. You don't have to worry about layers or anything, just draw on top of the final 3D video. Start with your white shapes, add some outer glow and other effects to make them more polished. Done. Of course, there are plenty of scenes here that are a little more complicated, and they involve either layering, so adding the 2D animation behind the bear character here, or masking, which means hiding all of the art that might leak onto the bear. Action lines like this are common throughout animation in general, and they're easy to make. Simply draw 2 or 3 frames with lots of little pointy lines. There's no rule about where the second frame of lines should be relative to the first, so just draw 2 options that look good and flip back and forth between them. All of the 2D effects here can be recreated either with a solid brush or with a charcoal-like brush for paint strokes like this slash and this blood. The blood is the one thing that confuses me, because it may look like it's 2D, and from what I've seen a lot of the time it is, but when you have the scene like this, I don't know. Look at how those little holes jump around, and look at how rules-based the flow of the liquid seems to be in 3D space. They must have made some kind of 3D blood splash animation, and it's probably in a couple other places in this cartoon too. Fire is the other thing that fluctuates between 2D and 3D. Here we have a 2D fire animation set on top of the logs, but over here, this is 3D fire. It has a lot more depth than the campfire. Though, you could make fire like this in After Effects too. While it's possible to make disturbingly realistic fire in After Effects, and it technically is 2D, it's also not animated by hand. Those 2D hand-animated effects are what we see in BloodyBunny and instantly recognize as unique.